Spiritual awakenings. And now on this video, we will be explaining the space of the void. Now, before we get there, hi, this is Elena the Greek, and I have a series about spiritual awakenings, different phases, different stages, and emotional stages and processes we are going through during our spiritual awakenings. And it is plural because it's not just one. So welcome to my YouTube channel, and please make sure you check out the rest of the videos because you will find useful information to understand more of yourself and the stages you are going through and how you are awakening to your true essence through these stages. Now, going back to the void is a stage, not exactly stage, but a process through the stages and through the different phases that it feels like nothingness. This is how I can best describe it. There is no tangible emotion in the way we have been experienced the rest of the emotions, the human emotions, the feelings we are going through, the spiritual awakenings, but it is a process which feels kind of neutral if we describe it through emotions. And no desires, no needs, a full deep trust, but I could also call it a rest place, a place of co creation and creation within, since it comes after the tower moments, after a deep soul searching, after many feelings, intense feelings of everything that needs to collapse within self, from beliefs, from perspectives, from emotions, deep shadow work, inner work, and this is why I also call it the rest place. This kind of energy, the void, where nothing happens, the nothingness, no desires, no creativity, no nothing. Even it may come after the hermit mode. So, after all of these things that have been tremendously draining for our energy, having gone through these stages and having collapsed everything almost within ourselves, we need that space of the void, which comes with deep, deep trust, a Zen state, and we don't feel anything at all, just that Zen feeling of being. And of course, our human lives don't allow us to just be, so we have to do something. We have to cook, for example, we have to do the regular things we usually do, but we still feel that nothingness within, which is very loud and very, sometimes it can be kind of with the question of what is going on? Why don't I feel anything? Why do I feel my feelings from a distance, that I should be worried about something or I should be doing something? But I'm okay with just being in this state. This is exactly where everything is being rebuilt within, and even new ideas show up, even ideas from the past that were good, but they didn't kick off. It wasn't the right time, or we needed some kind of preparation before we started these ideas. This is exactly where everything starts to fall into place. After it has fallen apart from everything, now it starts to fall into place. And even that, it doesn't feel like, I should be doing that. During the void states, we need to have some time off from everything. We need to allow ourselves to recalibrate into who we are, into who we are becoming, and take a moment of peace and saying goodbye to everything that we weren't and has collapsed during the previous stages of the spiritual awakening. So, in overall, it might feel a bit scary, but from a distance, and it mostly feels like nothingness. I don't want to be doing anything at all, which is also the connection with the higher self. That is what is behind that. The connection with the higher self that gets louder, wider, if you wish, more stable, and more in sync with us. So, in that space, we feel nothing and we want nothing, we desire of nothing, we need of nothing, and that is where the void is. We may feel stuck, but again, it is a feeling that comes or it is experienced and felt from a distance. Again, it's not intense, it's not a lot to process, it's not even I should be worried now. This is how it feels like. So in that space, what we are doing, what this is how we experience it. So what we are doing is restarting after the reset our lives from scratch, pretty much, not exactly scratch, because we have already have a lot of things in place and we need to continue from where we left off in some ways. So we have to kickstart our own creativity. We have to kickstart our own space of doing something, even just a little bit of something towards the direction we were headed before that collapsing that happened. Of course, during the collapsing, the tower moments we had and the deep soul searching process, we had to remove a lot of things from our lives, even just mentally and emotionally. Still, there are some things that are steady and we have to continue from where we left off. So, in that space, even if you don't feel it, because this is how it starts, the void is that I am, everything is fine, and I am fine, and I don't need to be doing anything more. I am fine just as I am. We don't feel the urge or the human need or the human desire even to start something or to continue from where we left off. This is exactly the stage where we have to just push ourselves a bit to do something. Something in the physical, something tangible that will ground us into who we are, and we are leaving the rest to be created for us. And we are creating that space, that allowance for us to receive the ideas, the new ideas, or even some changes and tricks on the old ideas we had and the downloads we had received in the past. And we are starting to find how to implement those into real life, how to actually take actions in that direction of the things we have received as guidance before. So when you are going through the stage of the void, it doesn't even feel like melancholy. Okay, it feels like a very zen state. I am happy exactly as I am. I'm doing the absolutely necessary stuff in my life, and I'm not gonna be doing anything more because it feels nice exactly as I am. So, this is why I'm saying we have to push ourselves a bit to kickstart where we left from, okay? The things we used to do, because they still resonate, but we don't find that as an intuitive feeling during the void states. The void may feel, hmm, there's some guidance in the distance that I have to listen to. It's not disconnection. It is a recalibration, a realignment that takes place within our whole being, and our magnetic fields are changing massively. Our energies are changing massively. All the things that we removed have been finally fully removed from our energies, and we are downloading the new information, even if it doesn't feel like it. So, I know it's supposed to be a good stage, it doesn't feel like it, or it feels and it doesn't logically. It feels good, it feels nice, it feels beautiful as a vibration to be. Okay, absolutely yes. But at the same time, the human mind, the logical mind keeps asking, huh, why am I not doing anything? Why am I not feeling it? Why don't I feel my creative energy? Why don't I feel that I need to be doing something now? Mm, it goes like that. And I remember one of the times I went through this void as a stage, it was very intense. Everything felt like, I'm okay, but I should be doing some. I'm okay. And during that stage, I remember I had to find something that will make me happy, will make me feel excited again, that will drive me to do anything, even of something that I wouldn't be using for work, for example, I wouldn't be using for personal gain or for anything. I just found some time to be creative, and I started pushing myself a little bit more and a little bit more, and let's do this today and let's do that tomorrow, even with painting, okay, which is something very personal and It is what it is for me, and very private, I'm trying to say. So I was pushing myself to find some creativity, some joy in that. And I was putting down my ideas on paper, on my usual notebooks, about my work, about the projects I'm creating, about the courses I'm creating. And I took time to regenerate myself, to recalibrate myself, to find again my passions, my desires, and what brings me on this path of being of service with my projects and everything else. So have in mind that everything is just a stage. Whatever comes will also leave at some point. Enjoy each stage of the spiritual awakening as it comes. And I know that enjoying is not just, I can't say it lightly because there are stages that are very intense and very deep and quite transformative, but so is the void as an energy and as a space to be. And with that, I'm gonna love you and leave you. And as always, be true to yourself and be your true self.